What's going on, everyone? Donovan here, back with the Donovan Show. I want to say welcome to everyone. If you're new here, my name is Donovan, and I do reviews. Sometimes I do reviews, but mainly I do life pages, thought blogs, and my reactions to certain things going on in this world. I share poetry as well. And today I'm going to share a life page with you, one that I've been kind of hinting at for a while here. If you look through the library, you'll see certain videos that kind of line up with today's topic. Let's hit the disclaimer first. All right, now that we got that out the way, today I want to talk about in this life page about the other man. In this case, I want to talk about just from childhood what the other man meant to me. And what I mean by that is it's usually someone who has your affection, like the woman you love. Then there's the other man, and then there's you. So in this case, it's the woman I love, my mother, the other man, my stepfather, and then there's me, right? So we got to go through some history here. So I'm going to break it down into 3 sections, and then we'll do a reflection about that. Number 1, as a child, my parents divorced when I was young, and I'm reading off my notes here. I got them posted up. My parents divorced when I was young, so I never experienced life with my biological father growing up in the house. It was my mother, my stepdad, and myself for a period of time until my younger sister came into the picture. And that situation, I don't remember when it happened. I just remember growing up and my stepdad just being there. So it felt awkward, confusing even, watching the woman you love share her life with the man she loves, who isn't your dad. And as a child, I didn't have any words for it. It was definitely awkward. I questioned my mother's love for me. I questioned how she cared for me. I felt like she took sides at times. I didn't understand why she allowed him to discipline me, or why even the arguments they had sounded more like 2 children fighting than anything. And 2 children fighting for control. All I knew is that I loved my mom, wanted to protect her, and felt powerless to do anything about it except for just be there living through the situations. As a teenager, I think things kind of really expanded. My teenage years, I felt misunderstood and deeply alone. I carried resentment towards not only my mother, my stepdad, but my biological father as well. I tried to run away from home. I almost dropped out of high school. I got involved with a lot of different friends at the time, a lot of groups. I had the nice people group I was involved with. I had the people who were the rockers, the people who were the weed heads, so to speak, the rebellious ones, skipping school and all that stuff. And so I just had a lot of things going on. I felt at the time kind of just helped me pass the time. I'm really relying on my notes here because this is a hard one to get through, guys, to be honest with you. But yeah, in the teenage years, I, you know, God was in the picture, but as a teenager, I wasn't thinking about God, and I was heavily reliant on music. I mean, music was my thing. Retro, rap, uh, music was my thing. It was my release. It was my communication piece to speak for what I was saying, and definitely to comfort me during that time. Uh, I'm glad that I believe God during that time helped to really put some people in my life uh, that weren't blood family, that really had concerns for me, that kind of looked from the outside and noticed who is this kid that's got these anger issues, that wants to drop out of high school, that wants to just not be so involved with the world. Who is this kid? And they took me in, started talking to me. I had certain members of family that started talking to me and was concerned for just my well-being. Plus, I had a lot of friends. There were a lot of incentives there to keep me going. And like I said, music was definitely one of them. I'm glad I had some good groups of friends that they just believed in finishing things, and that was an influence on me. After high school, after graduation, I made it a goal to leave the house. Like I said, I had extended family, and my second mother at the time kind of just brought me in to really help me through some things. So changing locations helped me to kind of start the healing process, and really just the process of becoming who I needed to become. So I moved out. My mother wasn't happy about it, and I definitely was kind of sad about it, because I was leaving not only that situation behind, but I was leaving my younger sister behind. And these things with siblings, you don't want to leave the youngest one behind, but I felt like at the time I had to go. I had to sort some things out. I couldn't be in that situation any longer. That season opened up new doors. Like I said, God placed me in extended family in my life, people who weren't my blood, but they definitely cared for me. And you would never know it if we if we weren't related or not. We were that close. Like I said, a woman who I pretty much call my second mother helped me. She walked me through it, y'all. She walked me through the pain and gave me perspective on people, on your upbringing, and how that can shape you if you don't deal with it. She helped me to see that we all have those demons. We all have those triggers, those traumas, those things that we can carry for the rest of our lives if we don't deal with them. And that insight changed everything. I began to see my stepfather for who he truly was. I mean, he went through a lot as a child, and even as an adult, and it just helped me to kind of see things from his perspective, see why there was such a exterior about him, a hard shell about him, and not necessarily focus on the hurt I was feeling, but just see him as a person it helped me to see my mother too, not just as my mother, but as a woman who loved this man and trying to build a family, trying to build a life, trying to take care of me, make sure I was all right. And it just helped me find a new respect for my mother and my stepfather. And in the end, I didn't see my stepdad as a threat anymore, or as something that was going to take my mom away. I just saw him as a man, and what he needed, what my mom needed, like I said, and my role in it as a child and as a teenager. That I know my role, and I understand my role now, and what that would look like in the future. Looking back, and they say hindsight is 20/20. Of course it is. You don't understand anything until the moment is past, and if God is willing, you gain discernment from that. So I would make these points thinking about that. As a child, you're not meant to understand the adult world. That innocence should be protected. Innocence of a child should be protected. There's no way you should be thinking like an adult. That's a world you're not ready for yet. You're not supposed to be in that world yet. So don't rush growing up. That as a child, enjoy the stage of life you're in and invite God into it. I have to say that God was there, but I did not in any way think about God at that time, especially as a child. I mean, I was thinking about my mom. My mom is taking care of me, and who's this guy, and where's my dad, and that's all I could think about at the time as a child. But if you have the foundation of God and get that as a child, and have God-centered people around you, I think that helps out a lot. And I wish that's something that I wish that for every child going through rough patches in their life. Number two, as a teenager, you got so many emotions, man. So many emotions that you have not trained, that you're going wild, and you don't practice understanding. You don't practice logic. You're just emotional. So you have to, as a teenager, you have to learn how to practice understanding against your emotions. Life isn't just about you. Notes here. Life isn't just about you. There are people around you carrying things too inside their hearts and minds. And that your parents are human beings first and foremost. Before they became mom and dad, stepdad, they had a life. They got different things going on in their life, and there's no way you can understand that as a teen. So you have to learn how to work on you as a teen. Number three, I have to say to just the step parents, realize that the person that you love and their child or children, it's a package deal. You have to learn how to respect the package. You can't just look at one part of the package. You can't just open up one part of the package and neglect the rest. You have to learn how to really respect the whole package. You're taking time to love that woman and make plans and do all these things with her, but her includes the child as well. And what type of things are you thinking about for that child? Because that whole package becomes your responsibility. And we won't even get into number 4, because I didn't grow up in a household like that. We won't even get into number 4, where the other man expands and you have brothers, you know, that there's more than two men in the house, but you have a whole bunch of males in the house growing up together. We won't even get into that. That's somebody else can make that video and teach you on that subject. But guys, I share this page because I hope it encourages anyone living in that space right now that healing is possible, growth is possible. With God's help, you could become a healthy adult without being chained to past trauma. It is possible. But you need to, as someone would say it, what does he say?
Stop it. Get some help.
Exactly. That you got to get some help. You got to get some help. So with that in mind, I want to ask these questions for you to reflect on. Number one, who was the other man or woman in your story? And how did that shape the way you've learned to love, trust, and protect others? Number two, is it someone from your past you've only seen through the lens of pain, but not through the lens of understanding or maturity? Number three, what emotions from your childhood or teenage years are you still carrying into adulthood, and how are they showing up in your relationships today? Question number four, have you allowed God to reframe your story? Or are you still holding on to the version written by hurt and confusion? Question number five, what would healing look like for you today if you stop trying to protect the kid in you, that younger kid, and start guiding them, start really directing the adult in you today? Definitely, guys, think about that, those 5 questions. If anyone stands out to you, definitely share in the comments what you get out of today's life page. But that's it. I will be making another part to this from a different spin. But I wanted to share this today, the other man, and let me know what you think. Donovan out. Peace.